How do we balance social cohesion domestically with being passionate about polarizing global issues, such as Palestine, LGBT, woke versus conservative? Who decides where the line is? Quick answer, one second each.
Well, let me go
I'm
first.
trying to maximize.
Let me go first since I've just written a book about it. I'm glad for the question because it allows me to make a point that I didn't, which has to do with, at what point does a tolerant society have to be intolerant towards certain activities? And we do need to discuss that line. Otherwise, freedom will be abused in ways that actually undermine freedom, right? Those freedoms can be used to destroy the very society that we're trying to nurture. And the best thinkers, as well as the best practitioners that I have gained practical wisdom from, put it very simply, the bottom line is reciprocity, is the golden rule, respected by all religions and so on. How does that apply to politics? In the same way that we want to be respected as autonomous, free, and equal beings with an equal right to express our values and priorities, we must respect the other's equal right to do so. So that's, theorists also say that, but the political scientists like Nancy Fraser, Chantal Mouffe, and implicitly the practitioners that I interview go by that line. These are people, including that group that I mentioned in North Carolina, who say, no, we will even talk to, I'm a black woman, but I'll even talk to someone who appears racist because I think there's something deeper that I can tap. Yeah? Where I draw the line is if they absolutely want to harm me, right? If they're not going to respect my equal freedom, my equality, then that is what maybe the state needs to come in to enforce that. Beyond that, it's basically a free-for-all, which is a very un-Singaporean answer.
Cherian, if I might build on that, actually, I like your reference to the golden rules, and I would start by saying my limit would be if someone else doesn't want to listen to others, but only want themselves to be heard, that for me would be a problem, right? Because that is a travesty on that whole notion of even having the discussions. But I think we also can dive deeper into what the golden rule looks like in this sort of instance. And this is something, after many years of interfaith dialogue, I think I've come to a conclusion about. One is you can't impose burdens on others that aren't imposed on you. So in addition to the privileges that you have, that has to be about burden sharing as well. We should not feel okay about having privileges that others are deprived of. We mustn't judge ourselves by our intentions, because I never intended for something to be badly construed, but judge others by their impacts. That's unfair as well, because everybody knows what the impact is, and I can always choose to be offended by certain sets of impacts. That, I think, would be a problem. And the last piece of reciprocity is also, I cannot judge myself by the best of my sector or the best examples of whatever group I'm representing, but judge others by the dark sides and dysfunctions of theirs. You and I have had discussions about this before, about whether it was journalism or the public sector, because all sectors are going to have highest purposes and dark sides. And if we judge ourselves by the best, but others by the worst, then that is actually a deeply problematic way of going about community building.
I said 1 second each and see what you've done. Now, Joanne, yes, you're the last speaker.
I think the limit really is, what we're looking for is real listening. I would always prefer someone who is really listening and at the end says, I have heard and I cannot accept this. And I think what's more dangerous is when people say, oh yes, I have dominated it down, I have transcribed it, I will send it on. And that's actually the most dangerous because it is actually form over substance in this area, and that's where I would draw the line.
Yeah.